What year did your family come to Lawndale?
Well, 1930.
About 1930.
Yeah.
And did your parents come from Japan or another place in California first?
Yeah, Torrance or something.
No, not directly. You guys were
Yeah, Torrance.
Gardena, Torrance.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Mom,
Mhm.
could, hold on a second.
From the Segundo,
The El Segundo first?
Oh,
They used to live.
Oh, so they lived in El Segundo before they came
oh
to
yeah,
Lawndale.
before. You know,
Torrance first, huh?
first, before they were,
Gardena.
originally
Well,
they were,
tell it straight.
yeah.
Don't make it up.
No, originally they were from Gardena.
Oh, they lived in Gardena.
And then they moved to
Torrance, huh?
Torrance.
Torrance.
I don't know where.
Mobile, you know where the mobile
For
gets
the mobile, right,
yeah, and then they went to
right.
El Segundo, and then
Right.
they moved here in 1930.
In 1930 they
Yeah,
came to
so,
Lawndale.
yeah.
Okay.
So
And was it just you three and your parents, or were there other family members living with you?
just three of us.
Just the three?
Yeah.
Your grandparents
Oh,
weren't there
no. Mhm.
or anything? And you remember how much was the lease, how much it cost to pay for the land, to lease it? You have a guess? It's probably a
Yeah,
yearly
but-
lease?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I believe so.
Uh-huh.
But the rent was only maybe $20 an acre, like that.
Oh,
you
so
know.
it was a monthly rent?
Yeah.
then? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Now-
I just wonder how they figured that out. If it was $20 an acre, and for that was for 1 year. So if we had 12 acres,
Oh,
so it would
multiply.
be $240.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
I just wonder. I don't.
Could have
I don't
been, yeah.
know.
That would have been a lot of money
Yes,
back
yeah,
then.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. That's all I can remember.
did, when the house, was the house already there, or did they build the house on it?
No. The, you know,
You moved
remember
it.
that oil well over there in Lawndale?
Oh, okay.
They bought one of those old ones for maybe $50 or $100,
Oh.
and then the house mover, they
Okay.
moved it there.
So they
Remember
moved it
Kohler?
on,
Kohler house
Uh-huh.
moved it in Hawthorne. Kohler.
Kohler. That was
Yeah,
the movie
you
company.
know that.
Uh-huh. So it would have been on a truck or on a horse
No,
trailer?
they have those things, all those,
It's a good, huh? You gotta roll it, huh?
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
those regular house movers you see moving those homes around.
Do you think the road would have been paved to bring that down, or would they have come down on dirt road with the trailer like that?
What? All the road was around here was all
Yeah,
good.
paid.
Okay.
The only time is just going inside our
Uh-huh.
farm now.
And you said it was 40 acres. The lot, the whole corner lot was 40?
Well, our section was, well, 40 and then 40 on the other side. People that used to live on.
Because the whole lot was
Yukon, yeah,
160.
So
Okay.
I believe that was 80 acre.
Did
Yeah.
your family and you as kids, did you grow the produce on the entire property or just part of it at a time? Just part of it?
10 acres.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
12 acre section.
She knows that,
Right. You kind of rotated it
Oh, yes.
over time?
but she knows we used to live across the street.
Right. But I want
I
I
was
want kids to hear
subleased.
from you.
Huh?
They just subleased the 10 acre,
Right.
12 acres.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, this tract might be 160 acres.
That's right.
But there's various families that just
There were
lease
about,
12 acres.
let's see,
or
how
something.
many families
There
were there
were
about?
7 or 8 on this side.
7 or 8
And on this
families?
side, and the other side there was.
I remember doing
Mom.
Yeah, there might have been about 20 families.
20 families on the whole
15 to
parcel?
20
The other side,
families.
other side, where your
Uh-huh.
mama's living now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
On that side?
Yeah.
So, but you were all like one community and everybody was friends? And
Oh, yeah, that,
did you ever exchange the produce?
No.
no.
It was all just for
Sent to
sale?
Market.
It was all sent to market?
Yeah.
Okay.
All they did was
Yeah.
get together and help each other.
Yeah.
On the harvest and
Right,
so
and
forth?
things like that.
Oh, that's good. Okay, we're live. Welcome to the TV show. When your family moved to Lawndale, about what year was that?
Well, it was about 1930. We
1930.
moved from El Segundo.
Mm-hmm. And did they live any other place in South Bay before moving to Lawndale?
Well, before that, my parents came from Japan, and they moved to Gardena,
Mm-hmm.
and then they moved to Torrance, and then El Segundo.
Then El Segundo.
Yeah.
You know, I forgot to ask, how did they find out about the land over here? Any idea?
Yeah. Well,
From friends, maybe?
oh yeah, all the people they get together and
Uh-huh.
they see, how good of a property is, the land,
Right.
fertile land or not.
Right. And it was just you three as the children and your parents
Mm-hmm.
that worked on the
Yes.
land. And the land was a monthly rent that was paid?
I just wonder. I
Well,
think
you-
it's by the acre, I believe.
Right. And I think you said it was about 20 acres that was the total farm? Or was it less than that?
Our family, my father had only 12 acre, I believe.
12 acres
Acre,
on
but there
land.
was, 10, 15 families there, so.
Uh-huh. And that was in the other rest of the
Yeah, yeah.
160
The
acres
acre.
here and the other 160
Yeah,
on,
60
on the south lot. And what were the types of crops and produce that you grew on the land?
Well, it was cauliflower, cabbage, spinach, onion.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Was there any sort of fruit trees, or was it all, it was all vegetable
Just
produce?
all vegetable.
Was there any other livestock, chickens, or?
No, we didn't have anything like
Not
that.
for commercial
No, no.
purposes. We had chickens.
For your personal use, right,
Oh, yeah.
right, like many families.
Yeah.
Family cow for milk, or just the eggs you got?
Just a dog.
Dogs and cats? Uh-huh.
Family pets.
And when you did the farming, was it with a mechanized tractor, or was it with a
It was
horse and
more
plow?
about a horse farm.
It was a horse and plow.
Plow.
Uh-huh. Now, did you own the horse, or was that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You did,
We were all
okay.
the
So you
owners.
had a barn
Yeah.
for housing the horse, to work it. Was it ever loaned out to the other families?
No, it wasn't.
It was your own
Yeah,
personal?
yeah, just-
Okay. Did your folks know the Bodgers well, or was it just handled through the middleman that
I
you were
think it
talking
was
about?
through the middleman. Mhm.
So do you
Because,
remember?
I don't remember.
You don't remember the Bodgers
Yeah,
being there
no.
because they were moved out
Yeah,
by that
mhm.
time? Okay. And what schools did you go to while living in Lawndale?
Oh, I went to school over here. What was it, Central Grammar School?
Central Grammar School?
in Lusinger.
Mhm. Over near City Hall?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. And I asked if your family built their own home, but you said they moved it in
Oh, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
from the oil fields.
Oh, yeah. You know, these old home, they.
How many rooms were in the house?
Oh, maybe about 3 room.
About 3
You know,
rooms?
the old.
That's a 5 room, huh?
Yeah, it's about 4 room maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah. They're all small rooms.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you have just like a fireplace or a wood
Oh,
stove
no,
for
we
heat?
didn't have anything like that.
Just wood stove.
Just wood stove.
Like your.
Like the old one?
Valley.
They were pretty good. If
Yeah,
you...
yeah.
Of course, the cooking was done on a kerosene stove.
Oh, okay. Was
You know
that?
those ones you pump?
Uh-huh. Was it like a large
The wick
range?
type.
Oh,
Remember the wick type, the
Yeah. hmm
kerosene stove?
Was there like a vent pipe that would take the fumes out the roof or something?
I don't.
It was a regular cooking kerosene stove.
It's just like an outdoor propane stove we
Like a
have.
camping
now.
stove.
Yeah, camping stove.
Right,
Just like that,
right.
except it was a kerosene.
And was there electric lighting at the time when you first moved in?
Oh, yeah.
So electricity was there to the
Electric,
property
yeah.
at that time?
Only thing, we didn't have any gas.
No gas.
No gas.
Right. And what about for like water? Was there piping to the house then, or was it a
Oh,
well?
yes. Oh, the pipe
It was
was
all
there,
set
yeah.
up.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Outhouse.
There was an outhouse, so it was out, like this house. It was an outdoor.
Oh, you had
Yeah.
a house over here?
Oh yeah, there's many of those. There's still a few of the holes in the backyard.
Oh, yeah, the sewer.
But that was just the
That's
way it
cool.
was then, so you accepted it. It was no big deal,
Yeah,
except for on a
no.
cold morning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't like that. And we were talking about some of being that it was a rural country
Yeah.
world here, then you said there was a few animals,
Yeah.
possums and so forth, sort of like they have now still.
Yeah, it was country over here, so yeah.
Those days.
Very quiet
Yeah. Oh yeah. Very,
and very dark at night.
Yeah, or
And where its exact location now would have been was just east of Prairie,
Yeah,
but
east of
south
Prairie
of
and,
147.
yes, the east of Prairie on 147th
Uh-huh.
Street, isn't it? Yes.
So it would have been closer to 147 than
Yeah,
that's
Marine.
driving.
Mhm.
Okay, because Marine would have been where you were farming the land
Oh, yes,
up that
uh-huh.
way, out south. All right. And earlier we said how many other families were doing the farming on the entire lot? Was it about,
Oh, there should have been about 15.
about 15 families?
Maybe 15, at least 15.
Around 70 sides.
And so you were friends with all those
Oh,
kids
yeah,
in
we were
those
all
areas,
mates, yeah.
so whatever
Yeah.
games you got together and played, social functions, and was there a church that everyone attended that lived there?
Oh boy.
But did you go?
We never did that. I never been in church like that.
Was there like an after-school function or something, or club or anything that anyone attended?
They used to go to Japanese school and
The Japanese school? That was down on Yukon,
over there by the creek.
by where the Roosevelt School is now.
Yeah.
And what were the ages of the kids that went to the Japanese school? Was it all ages?
Oh, it was
About
from
five to about
first to about
15, 16.
So from grammar school to high school age?
Yeah, grammar school to high school age.
And was that a school that would teach you the Japanese language?
Yeah.
Because it was something your parents still
Yeah.
had, but as being kids in California,
To read and
you
write.
were losing it.
To read and write.
Yeah.
So it was a way of keeping the culture alive.
Correct.
And it would have been more than just a school you would have learned Japanese history and,
No, just read and write.
oh, it was just the language.
Yeah, the language.
Oh,
There was no such thing as history or culture.
oh, so they weren't, not even the geography of Japan or
Strictly read
anything?
and write.
Do you think that may have been a way they thought you could better communicate with parents and grandparents? Do you think that might have been the reason, or was it just to keep it alive?
I guess they just wanted people to have the knowledge, I guess, really. I don't think they have motive to communicate, because we were communicating anyway, verbally you could
Oh, sure.
communicate.
You could speak Japanese just growing up with your parents and learning it. Was there many of the older people that they'd never learned English, they just stayed with Japanese because by that time they were older and it was harder for them to learn?
Yeah, it's like all ethnic groups, they all stay in one group because it's easier to communicate.
Right. And for their age group, like for Latino kids, it's easy if they grow up here to speak English, but their grandparents, if they came from South America or Mexico, they're going to keep speaking Spanish.
Yeah, basically the same, yeah.
Same thing, right. What other fun things went on back in those days? Was there any sports or dances or
Basically it's school type of activities.
school stuff? So it's a lot like what kids are today. Yeah. Lastly, when your family had to go to Rower, Arkansas during World War II, did it happen within the first year of the war, or was it much later?
For sure, about first 6 months,
First year.
Yeah.
because by what, April?
No, yeah, by April we
were out.
Yeah, we were out,
All right.
it was about 6 months, huh? Well, 4 months.
4 months after the
Yeah,
war.
yeah.
It was December.
Yeah,
Right.
in December and April
Right.
we were,
Now, did you, and maybe uncomfortable, but did you feel, I mean, you were young, but did you
Yeah.
feel like, why are they doing this to us? Because we're Americans. What,
yeah.
and that would be understandable, like, why is this happening to us? Or
because everybody had to go, huh?
had no choice in
Yeah,
it.
no choice.
You know?
I don't think we were thinking
Yeah.
in terms of freedom and rights.
Right.
We just went. That's all.
Do you think your parents, because they didn't own the land, they didn't feel too bad about losing it, and then the belongings and the furniture, I was told, was stored with my grandparents in the old barn, so you knew it was safekeeping. When you came out of that, at least you would get that part of your property back. But I guess for other families, if they owned the land, did you hear of any others that lost their property as well, their houses and
Yeah,
everything?
then they're the one that
Lose money.
lost a lot of money.
Now, when the war ended
Yeah.
in '45, did you obviously came back to California, did you want to resettle in Lawndale in the same area, or just kind of go to different areas?
Well, we came back to LA, huh?
Well, they didn't want a barn, so.
Yeah.
You were basically young adults at that time.
Right, by that time, it's correct. So
It was just get jobs,
Right,
start
because I was
families.
in school yet,
Hmm,
but they just relocated to where they were.
right. What did your parents do after the war for work besides the farm?
Well, in our case, our parents died,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
so they were not around to get involved with after the war type of activities.
Mm-hmm. So it was, you had to grow up fast because of that experience.
So, okay.
Now, do you remember getting some of the furniture back from my grandparents from the place? Because there's an old table in the other room that my grandmother always said was a gift for
Oh,
keeping
man.
stuff.
It wasn't like furniture, but.
So you didn't care anyway, you just wanted to get the main
Oh, yeah,
pieces
yeah,
back
yeah.
and so forth. Hmm. Well, lastly, anything you want to say to the kids of Roosevelt School about the history of their area?
Study hard.
Very good.
Okay.
That's a good message. Thank you very much. I guess that's it.